Definitely, President Cyril Ramaphosa will tomorrow convene a joint sitting of the newly established two houses of parliament to deliver the official opening of Parliament address, or OPA, for the 7th administration under the GNU. Now, this will be attended by members of both houses, the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces, and will then mark the official start of the new 5-year parliamentary term. SABC News political reporter Samkele Maseko is tracking those proceedings and joins us now for an update. Samkele, a very good evening to you. So the much anticipated opening of Parliament takes place tomorrow. What can we expect from this first gathering under the GNU?
What you can expect tomorrow in the official opening of Parliament is that the President of the Republic of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, will outline the priority areas of the Government of National Unity for the next 5 years, focusing on the issues pertaining to energy security within the country, the economic trajectory of the country, the foreign affairs policy of the country, and the eradication of poverty, inequality and underdevelopment within the country, but also looking at how the economy of the country can be stimulated over the course of the next 5 years, particularly knowing that last week over the weekend they did have that particular cabinet lekgotla where the priority areas of this particular administration was outlined. Remember, the president of the country speaking to our very own Sophie Mokoena during the course of the week, he did say that they did have a very fruitful engagement at the cabinet lekgotla. There were no dissenting voices, particularly on the economic trajectory of the country and also on the aspect of this nuclear procurement that government is going to embark on that 2,500 megawatts nuclear project that will cost about 1.1 billion rands, that the Minister of Electricity and Energy, Dr. Cyril Ramaphosa, is embarking on in the energy mix that the country is looking at procuring over 5,000 megawatts to come onto the grid, which will also stimulate the South African economy.
Samkele, of course, all members of Parliament will be in attendance at this particular sitting, including, of course, the opposition parties. MK finally having their members sworn in, and the MK party had earlier said that they would continue with their peaceful protests and demonstrations at some of these sittings against the current GNU makeup. So what are you currently hearing on the ground in regards to this?
When it comes to the issues of the MK party, they are the opposition at this point in time. There is a debate whether they are the official opposition in the country or not, knowing that the Democratic Alliance has effectively become part of the executive within the country, noting that they have some cabinet posts in the form of the Minister of Home Affairs, the Minister of Communications, and also the Minister of Basic Education, the Minister of Public Works, the Minister of Agriculture as well, in the form of the DA leader, John Steenhuisen, and a number of deputy ministers as well. So that particular aspect of the opposition, which is effectively led and is being called the Progressive Caucus within Parliament, which encompasses parties such as the Economic Freedom Fighters, MK Party, ATM, that are not part of the signatories of the statement of intent of the Government of National Unity. One wonders what will be their strategy in the National Assembly. Remember, Julius Malema, speaking on behalf of the Economic Freedom Fighters, he did say that the politics of theatrics, of games, the politics of disruptions are in the past. The EFF will be a constructive opposition in Parliament. They will be effectively debating issues, as you've seen them debating issues in the various budget votes that took place in Parliament over the past 2 weeks. You also did see Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi speaking extensively in the portfolio, in the budget vote of the police ministry within the country as well. And that just tells you that content is what is supposedly going to be driving the MK party, the ATM, and also the Economic Freedom Fighters as the opposition. But also the DA has said that despite them being in the executive of the country, they will also still be an opposition and will oppose certain things, and when need comes to basis in the National Assembly and in the various portfolio committees.
All right, and a very quick one, Samkele, before I let you go. We know that, of course, President Cyril Ramaphosa Ramaphosa will be giving the official address, but we do know that some members have already arrived in Cape Town. Are there any events or sittings taking place on the sidelines of the official OPA? We know that various departments last week as well as this week's have been tabling their budget votes.
What we do know is that there have been some activities that will take place, particularly noting that it is International Nelson Mandela Day. Tomorrow, the various political leaders and various ministers will have functions and initiatives that they'll be taking in and across the Western Cape and across the country in commemorating the official International Day of the former and the founding president of our democracy, Nelson Mandela. I do know that the ANC had an event which starts at about 6 o'clock this evening that will be led by the Minister of Mineral Resources and Petroleum, Gwede Mantashe, the Minister of Electricity and Energy, that would be Dr. Ramaphosa, and also the Treasurer General of the ANC, that would be Dr. Gwen Ramaphosa.
All right. Thank you so much for that live update there. SABC News senior political reporter Samkele Maseko in Parliament for us ahead of its official opening tomorrow.